Hey, good morning, y'all. Rise and grind. Still out in Florida, trying to get this peace of mind right. But as we get nearer to Daisy, I want to have more and more of these types of videos where I'm speaking directly to the team as opposed to like overall to Facebook. I'm gonna start doing heavy Facebook marketing probably in about another week or so. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna speak to the team directly, while I'm also working behind the scenes, messaging people every day like a madman. And just an update, I haven't closed any new business in Auto BTC just yet, but I do have a lot of people on the fence that are aware of Daisy, aware of Auto BTC, excited about it. Probably didn't make a decision yet. Maybe I didn't figure out how to close them properly just then. I'm trying to use the market to help me close. With the price of Bitcoin constantly going up, I think that urgency would, allow people to dive in a little bit quicker. But I'm realizing something about life. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to put this video together this morning. It's a beautiful day outside too in Florida. I don't know how it is in New York, but it's nice out here. But I'm realizing as I get older, it's a lot easier. When I was younger, they used to say, yo, it's easy to be rich. It's easy to be wealthy because everybody is moving. It doesn't seem like that, but if you start going in a different direction than majority of people, let's say 95% of people are going in a direction, and you start studying the other direction that the 5% of people are going in, as your brain starts opening up to their philosophies, their ways of moving, their ways of doing things, your mind will subconsciously change as well. And that's something I don't give myself enough credit for. It almost seems like everybody should think like this. And I get very confused as to why not everybody thinks the way that I do. Because I try to use as much logic as I can whenever I do anything. Business decision, job decision, relationships, so on and so forth, friendships. And I've been hearing a lot of, one of the things I wanted to discuss with you guys this morning is there's some people out there that, they still love you, they still support you. And as you talk to them about Bitcoin, they look at Bitcoin as Bitcoin is your thing, right? And that's a very weird thing for me to digest, because when somebody starts saying that investing is your thing, they're not getting it. And it's not something that I would say you want to educate people on. It's more so about identification, right? Because like I put in the thread this morning, my thing is Exxon Gaming LLC, right? That's the name of my company. My thing is Big Joker Spades, right? When I say my thing, what I mean by that is that's something I'm working on. It's like my job, is my revenue. Obviously, I got investors I got to adhere to, so on and so forth. But that's not an opportunity that everybody just jumps on, right? So that is my thing. The Aryan race, right? The Aryan race, I should pronounce it correctly. The comic book / anime series that my company is building. That's my thing, right? Bitcoin Campus, it can be considered my thing, but it's our thing, right? Because the initial group of people that were there in the beginning building Bitcoin Campus in the start, you guys are going to have that access forever. And there are going to be some perks that come along with that in the future, right? That you guys will have access to. That's my thing. That's our thing. That's more of a independent individual thing that not a lot of people have access to if they don't know about it, right? I'm just giving you guys basic thought processing. Now, as far as Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is everybody's thing. Bitcoin is where the economy is going. It's not my thing. It's a wave that's happening in front of everybody's face that everybody could be a part of. It's almost comparing a beach or an ocean to somebody's personal jacuzzi or their pool. Your jacuzzi or your pool is your thing. I can't just jump your fence and go hop in your jacuzzi or hop in your pool. That's against the law. I could be arrested for trespassing. However, if I go to the ocean or a public beach, that is everybody's thing. It's not my thing. You could say my thing is going to the beach, but doesn't everybody like going to the beach, right? Doesn't everybody like making money, you know? So the confusing thing about where we are in this point in history is that no one said it's gonna be easy, right? Everybody that is trying to make money is always looking for the easy way of making money. Now, throughout my tenure of being an entrepreneur, being in sales, being in business, dealing with wealthy people, closing deals, whatever the case may be, relationships, communication, I'm realizing that when it comes to Bitcoin and investing, the group that Rabu Gary has put together for us is absolutely phenomenal. I don't even think people can grasp the dynamic of how beneficial these groups are. I'll give you guys an example. Rabu Gary, following him from company to company, same thing with Dexter Sapp, company to company. I've been involved with maybe I think 2 companies that Jeremy Roma was in. Following these individuals in different companies, when you look at the way those companies are structured, it takes a certain while to make, like, let's call it thousands of dollars per month. You work maybe like two months or so. If you're okay or average, you grind out for maybe, half a year, and then you start making, hundreds and thousands of dollars per month in a MLM type of format or some sort of format where you're generating money on the side. What Rabu Gary has done himself, right, is he's put himself in a position where he's maximizing so many different portals at the same time, so many different investment firms simultaneously. So what does that mean for somebody like myself, right? If I wanted to look at Rabu as a mentor, I'm going to try and duplicate everything that he does, right? So I'm going to see how he behaves, see how he makes money, and I'm going to try and do the same thing for myself. It's simple duplication, right? Right now, just to give you guys an example, right now, Rabu, in all of the different firms, simultaneously, he's qualifying for money that would put him at the top of the food chain or in the top percentage of any firm or any MLM that we were doing in the past. Here's what I'm trying to say. Let's take Auto BTC, for example. Rabu Gary is Auto BTC's top recruiter, right? But he doesn't even promote Auto BTC like that. He doesn't even, it's not even something that he's very aggressive with. He kind of likes it. And this is somebody that's made over $70,000 from Auto BTC in 3 months. Just think about that, right? Me, myself, I've done, with my work ethic, I've done over 5. He's done over 70, right? So for me, myself, why wouldn't I try throughout a course of a year, right? Just give yourself some time to try and learn as much from Rabu and duplicate what he does and try and do it for myself. He's leveraged himself in a way where he generates revenue without even trying to make money from it. The promotional pages that he's made, his marketing efforts, his leadership, his influence has put him in a position where he's starting to generate revenue from so many different streams. and he's giving everyone else the same opportunities. Some people look at it and say, "Oh my God, Rabu's special, and he's making money because he's just a special guy." If you think that way, you will lose. In life, you have to do your best job at honing in on your own situation and using other situations to get motivation. I'm not trying to be Rabu. I'm trying to be the best Ken Lockhart that I can be. I'm going to try and outdo Rabu, no matter how successful he is, because that's the motivation that I have. I'm going to try and catch up. It's just that's the best way I can see myself becoming wealthy, because I have somebody in my circle that's already wealthy, already showing me patterns of generating wealth, that even on a part-time, spare time basis, I'm able to duplicate what they're doing and develop an income stream in my life that most people do full time. So I just want everybody to understand the moments that we have right here in history. Other example, and I'm going to end with this. There was a wave in society when people were making money on cell phones. And there were phones in people's homes, cord phones, then they had car phones. People didn't think that cell phones were going to be the wave. And right in front of people's faces, a lot of people transitioned from house phones to cell phones. Now, if you have a house phone, it's almost like, it's there just for like decoration, or, just to have it in case. Most people have cell phones. Now, Bitcoin is blowing up like this because we're going to a part in history where the dollar is just being abused. Is being given out, it's being loaned, it's being, it's just too much circulation of the dollar, too much borrowing of the American dollar. So, just from a common sense perspective, it may seem like digital currency that's not regulated at this moment in time would be popular. Who knows when it's going to be regulated? When it's regulated, people are going to be paying taxes, government's going to have their hands in it. It's not going to be the same. So while it's like this, why not go all out to do what you got to do? So I just want to share that with y'all. I gotta try and mentally figure out where I think I need to get 2 more enrollments in Auto BTC to cycle out. I think there's one of my I have a cycle that's almost about to be complete with 2 more enrollments. So I'm gonna do that on my own. Just gotta try and motivate people to get started before Daisy, and use Auto BTC as the platform for education, because it's always good for me to refer somebody to Auto BTC that wants to learn more about Bitcoin, because the information is in there if you really want it and if you really go after it. So hope everybody has a great day. That's my 2 cents for the morning, and I'll see you guys at the top.